Welcome to Take Break. Tonight we dive into a final night in a city where everything is engineered to perfection. Stick around as the story unfolds. Meet Alan Kinderwood, a rugged 30-something whose restless forelock refuses to stay still. He walks through a world that prides itself on flawless order. No matter how he slicks it or combs it, his lock keeps bouncing with each step, a tiny rebellion against the city's sterile polish. Tonight, he's not out hunting romance. He's just trying to clear his head before tomorrow's appointment. At sunrise, the social adjustment counselors will call his name, ready to decide his future. All he wants is a departure permit, a coveted ticket to leave the perfect but suffocating city. In this world, the government has engineered a flawless routine. Every citizen gets the same food, the same work, the same comforts, all delivered on schedule. The price of that perfection is a life that feels pre-programmed. When everything runs exactly as planned, excitement fades. The citizens begin to feel the walls closing in, a quiet dread that even the brightest neon can't shake. Alan senses the same emptiness gnawing at his thoughts. Looking for a crack in the sameness, Alan heads to the central park of C sector. He hopes a few steps among the trees might spark a thought he's been missing. The night is still, the city's hum distant. Even here the crowd moves like a choreographed tide, their outfits flashing in perfect synchrony. The colors are vivid, but the patterns are identical, a reminder that conformity still rules. Alan watches, searching for any irregularity. Hover skaters zip past, and compact four-wheel pods buzz along the paved lanes. Alan weaves between them, his steps deliberate, trying not to get tangled in the endless motion. The city's rhythm is relentless. Even the park's design feels copied, each tree planted at the same distance, each bench aligned with the next. The scenery offers no surprise, just another replica of his home sector. Alan feels the weight of a world that never deviates. Alan drifted through the park, eyes scanning the endless sea of matching faces and identical trees. He was hunting for any tiny crack in the monotony, any fresh detail that might break the sameness. The void outside seemed to echo his longing for a spark. He felt the hollow ache of a life without a job or a tech upgrade. Without a purpose, the days stretched like the endless void, each one as empty as the last. Alan wondered how anyone could fill that silence. The city's jobmen were promised steady work, but nothing to lengthen their lives. No extra treatments, no boosters, just the grind until the end. Alan saw the promise of a short, unaugmented lifespan reflected in the cold light of the billboard. Techs, on the other hand, received government-issued boosters that stretched their years. The capsules pulsed with a promise of extended life, a privilege denied to the rest. Alan stared at the glow, feeling the distance between his fate and theirs widen. The park's centerpiece was a towering fountain that threw vibrant streams into the night. Its colors cut through the void, painting the darkness with fleeting ribbons of light. Alan paused, feeling the cool mist kiss his skin, a brief respite from the monotony. As Alan circled the fountain, a subtle presence brushed his awareness. A young woman, her orange cloak catching the fountain's light, trailed just behind him, her steps quiet but deliberate. He sensed she was more than a passerby, a ripple in the otherwise static night. Alan walks around the luminous fountain, his eyes scanning the swirling spray for any sign of change. The night feels endless, but his curiosity keeps him looping the water's edge. From the mist, a figure steps forward, breaking the rhythm of the crowd. She meets Alan's gaze with a bold, unflinching stare. She flashes a quick smile and says, "Netta Marsh, just me tonight." The words hang in the cool air, a spark in the otherwise uniform night. With a swift motion, her bright orange cloak parts, unveiling a curvy silhouette beneath the jeweled skirt. The movement catches the fountain's light, painting her in fleeting color. A wave of perfume rushes toward Alan, sharp and intoxicating, like a comet's tail in the void. It pulls his focus away from the crowd and straight to her. Alan returns her confidence with a grin. "Alan Kinderwood, same here." His voice carries the same daring edge, matching her step for step. Alan feels his heart thudding like a drum, a sudden surge of excitement cutting through the night's monotony. The rush is sharp, almost electric, as if the void itself were humming with his anticipation. Netta leans close, a mischievous sparkle in her eyes, and whispers, "Date, darling." Her tone is bold, cutting through the silence of the endless night. Her scarlet lips find his in a quick, electric kiss, sending a flash of warmth that briefly outshines the cold around them. The kiss ignites a chemistry between them, and the night seems to blossom, each step they take together lighting up the darkness. They make a quiet pact to stay side by side until sunrise, sharing whispers that drift like comets across the silent sky. Alan's fingers tighten gently around her arm, a silent vow that their connection will endure beyond the night's fleeting glow. Amid the city's endless sameness, their brief touch becomes a silent act of defiance, a whisper that the world can still be different. In that moment, they share a quiet rebellion against the uniform rhythm around them. The fountain erupts in a cascade of colored spray, casting rippling light that frames their figures like halos. The glow paints their silhouettes against the void, turning a fleeting encounter into a luminous tableau. Around them, the crowd drifts like static, eyes flickering past the pair without a hint of curiosity. Their indifference turns the moment into a private secret amidst a sea of uniformity. Alan's thoughts drift to tomorrow's interview, the thin paper that could free him from the city's iron grip. He wonders if tonight's spark will carry enough weight to tip the scales of his departure permit. Netta leans in, her perfume a faint cloud, and murmurs of a world beyond the gleaming towers where the stars feel within reach. Her words paint a picture of freedom that flickers brighter than any city light. Their laughter rings out, sharp and bright, slicing through the stale night like a comet's tail. For a fleeting heartbeat, hope reverberates across the void, leaving an echo that lingers long after the sound fades. A low, wailing siren rolls across the night, announcing the counselor's arrival. The sound cuts through the hum of the crowd, pulling Alan's thoughts toward the tomorrow that looms over him. Alan's mind races. Will the counselors finally hand him that coveted departure permit? He feels the weight of every step he took tonight pressing into this single question. The sea of identical faces presses in, a reminder of the perfect sameness the city enforces. Even the bright colors of Netta feel like a small rebellion against the tide. Amid the crowd, a quiet spark ignites inside Alan, a fleeting hope that maybe tonight could change more than just his paperwork. Netta's presence fuels that ember, making the future feel a little less rigid. Netta leans in, her smile promising a memory that will linger long after the city lights dim. For a moment, the night feels like a stolen slice of freedom. Above them, the universe glitters, indifferent yet beautiful, mirroring the quiet rebellion of two souls daring to feel. The stars watch silently as the night stretches toward dawn. The night's fleeting spark stays with Alan, replaying in his thoughts like a quiet echo. He can still feel Netta's perfume and the electric brush of her hand, even as the crowd around them drifts into the sameness of the city. As hours slip by, the void deepens, and the first pale hint of sunrise creeps over the horizon, marking the end of their stolen hours. Every tick of the clock feels louder, a reminder that dawn will soon bring the city's rigid schedule back. The night finally yields to the coming light, but the outcome of Alan's petition hangs in the balance, untouched by the fleeting romance. We leave him at the threshold, his future as uncertain as the stars beyond. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Take Break, turn on notifications, and share it with a friend who loves a good story.